UW360 is proudly supported by Pacific Office Automation, copy, print, workflow, and IT. Problem solved.
Today on UW360, it has been years in the making, and now Seattle has a shiny new light rail line linking UW to Capitol Hill. We'll hitch a ride from the brand new UW station and see how getting to campus and Husky Stadium just got a whole lot easier. Plus, it's a beloved Seattle radio station started by UW students more than 40 years ago. KEXP has helped launch thousands of music careers, and now the station where the music matters is also launching an impressive new home. Also, what would you do if you learned your entire family carried a potentially deadly cancer gene? We'll see how UW doctors are helping a Washington family cope with that news. Plus, a look at 20 years of supporting the next generation of business leaders through a UW program with a mission that extends far beyond education. And how the UW is helping traffic planners help us get where we need to go. Hi everyone, I'm Carolyn Douglas. Welcome to UW360 from the new light rail station at Husky Stadium. It took years of tunneling, excavating, and building, and now some 50,000 yards of concrete and 7,800 tons of steel later, the new Husky Stadium station is finally open. We'll take you on a tour a little later in the show. But first, let's start with how we got here. Work on the Link light rail extension from downtown Seattle started back in 2008. It took 8 years to add not only the University of Washington, but also Capitol Hill to the growing rail system. And while that may sound like a long time, this part of the project actually finished ahead of schedule, and better yet, way under budget. It's the beginning of a new era. After years of tunneling, digging, and constructing, the new light rail connection to the University of Washington
3, 2, 1, let's do this!
Is open and getting rave reviews.
This is a huge landmark, not just for Sound Transit, but for transportation in our region. Opening light rail from downtown to Capitol Hill to the University of Washington serves really the biggest transit corridor in the state of Washington.
From now on, you will be able to get to where you want to be on time, every time.
Dow Constantine has been a strong supporter of light rail travel that promises a cost-effective, dependable, high-capacity alternative to packed streets and traffic jams.
All those buses that run north-south on Interstate 5 that get stuck in traffic on the Ship Canal Bridge, all of that is now replaced in many cases by extremely reliable, very high capacity, frequent rail service. It actually shrinks the amount of time you have to devote out of your 24-hour day to transportation. And that is a genuine quality of life issue.
It brings a lot of value to the faculty.
Norm Beauchamp, chair of the Faculty Senate at UW, agrees.
How can they reliably get from home to work and back? This Sound Transit's going to make it a lot more reliable. It's going to make it lower cost. I think it's going to make it less frustrating.
It will also make it much easier to get to and from Husky Stadium.
It's going to make the experience not just convenient, but actually kind of delightful.
Chip Lydum, UW Associate Athletic Director, is looking forward to how light rail will impact game day traffic.
You come in and you're a little more relaxed. You've come on the train. You sort of have some camaraderie with your fellow Husky as you've ridden in together and all that. I think it's just going to be a new experience, really.
Artist and UW grad Leo Saul Burke worked with architects to enhance the visual experience for passengers. A geological survey provided the inspiration to create a subterranean experience. Artwork to help transform the world below, much as light rail is expected to transform the world above.
The University of Washington is the engine of this economic transformation that we've seen in this region. It is the fountainhead of the ideas and the creativity that are the hallmark of Central Puget Sound. giving more people better access to that amazing institution is very good for all of us.
Trains run 20 hours a day, every 6 minutes during peak time, every 10 minutes midday and evenings, and every 15 minutes after 10 p.m. We'll show you more of this new light rail station throughout our show. But first, we'll crank up the volume with one of Seattle's most popular radio stations. KEXP has come a long way from its humble beginnings by UW students more than 40 years ago. Check out its new state-of-the-art home just ahead. Plus, the new UW Capitol Hill light rail line is just one of many options for getting around the Sound. See how UW is also playing a critical role in helping move other riders around town as UW 360 continues.
The following UW 360 story is made possible by the generous support of BECU. BECU, more than just money.
More than 9,000 square feet of artwork adorns the new light rail stop at Husky Stadium. Seattle artist and UW alum Leo Saul Burke custom designed these perforated metal panels. And here's another impressive number. More than 30,000 square feet of tile are used in the station itself. We'll continue our closer look at the new UW light rail station throughout today's show. Welcome back, everyone. Here at the University of Washington, the Foster School of Business's Consulting and Business Development Center is renowned for enhancing the learning experience of its students. The center recently celebrated its 20th anniversary. And like so many first-of-their-kind endeavors, it took a perfect storm of the right people in the right place at the right time to make it all happen. Here's Rick Garza with more.
The year is 1994. Michael Verschow is enrolled in an MBA course called Marketing and the Urban Crisis. The course explored market failures in inner-city communities.
It started out with Michael and a colleague of his doing a concept paper on business development.
The basic idea was that businesses in inner city communities, what often they lacked was good business education. So you had really smart entrepreneurs who had these great ideas, but they didn't necessarily have formal business education.
From the concept paper, and then we said, yeah, hey, great idea, let's see how we can do it. And then we went from there to building up the other pieces.
Our feeling was, many of us in the business community at the time felt that the university had all these resources, not just money, but the talent out here, and they had done the research, had some really good, outstanding people, a bunch of bright students.
Over time, the vision began to take shape. Students and faculty-appointed mentors would collaborate with chosen local businesses to help improve their financial outcomes. The students would gain invaluable real-world experience. The mentors would have the opportunity to give back to the community by sharing their business insight, and the companies would operate at a higher level.
It was of such value that I should do something in terms of me physically being on the board and being around. A, B, financing, at least as best I could, what needed to be done, at least to get it started for that first year or two.
The center's success over the last 20 years is truly remarkable. And what about the students? 75% say the experience helped them land their first jobs. 95% say they were better equipped to excel in those jobs. And if imitation is a true result of success, the program appears to be spreading nationwide.
To me, this is ultimately exciting and important because our country needs this.
The center commemorated its founding with a 20th anniversary celebration. The guest speaker was famed actor, comedian, and director Cheech Marin, who praised the center for its many achievements, including creating the nation's first endowed scholarship for Latino MBA students. Okay, now from business to the arts. Since it began broadcasting at the UW in 1972, radio station KEXP has helped launch the careers of thousands of musicians. Now the station has moved into a brand new state-of-the-art facility at Seattle Center. As Stacy Sakamoto reports, music lovers can now watch the DJs in action and enjoy live performances right in the heart of Seattle.
What up, Seattle?
It's the afternoon show.
What up, world?
Kevin Cole with you on KEXP.
KEXP 90.3. Let's go.
Its home is brand new.
But you can get to me via email, dj@kexp.org.
The technology is cutting edge.
It's where the music matters, KEXP.
But it hasn't forgotten its roots.
You've got to tune to the afternoon show here on KEXP Seattle, an affiliate of the University of Washington.
Kevin Cole began his career at KEXP as a volunteer in 1999. He's now its afternoon host and chief content officer.
We're not a radio station anymore. We're a nonprofit arts organization. Our mission is to enrich people's lives, championing music and discovery.
So welcome to the library. So what you have here is our collection.
Executive Director Tom Mara gave us a tour of the new facility.
UW, KEXP have essentially the same mission, discovery.
The station was started by 4 UW students in 1972. It was named KCMU after the communications building, which was its first home. That's where an up-and-coming musician showed up on its doorstep.
Actually knocked on the door on a Sunday night, and the DJ, who was the only one there, went to the door. So there's this young artist with a 7-inch single of Love Buzz. It was Kurt Cobain. And, said, here's my band and here's my song, will you play it?
Thousands of other artists have gotten early exposure on KEXP. Many have performed live in studio. Now there's even a viewing gallery for 75 people that'll be open to the public. Among the artists who have performed, Macklemore and Ryan Lewis.
They debuted a new song that Macklemore and Ryan Lewis played, Can't Hold Us.
First time on the radio, KEXP.
As an artist, he was excited to share that new music with the KEXP community of music lovers all over the world. Different sound on the new song.
Cole is looking forward to it.
We're going to do something no other radio station has done before. We're going to be a public-facing radio station where our listeners from all over the world and music lovers all over the world who share this, common bond and passion for music and music discovery, they're going to be able to come in and interact with KEXP, but also interact with each other. And I think that will just strengthen this community of KEXP music lovers.
KEXP. Yeah.
It's KEXP, where the music matters, 90.3 FM here in Seattle, heard all over the world online, kexp.org.
KEXP 90.3.
The radio station also helped launch the broadcasting careers of many UW students, including UW video editor Rick Woolery, who edited that story you just watched. Thank you, Rick. Still ahead on UW 360, how UW researchers are helping a Central Washington family cope with the devastating news that they carry a potentially deadly cancer gene. And we continue our visit to the new light rail station here at the UW, where the trains run every 6 to 10 minutes. See what role the UW plays in determining how often these trains run as UW 360 continues. Welcome back to UW 360. It's estimated that 1 out of every 6 men will get prostate cancer in their lifetime. In some cases, the cancer risk is passed from father to son and even from father to daughter. As Stacy Sakamoto reports, researchers at the University of Washington and Fred Hutch are helping a Central Washington family cope with some frightening news about their cancer risk.
If we hadn't come here to UW.
Hello, hi, good to see you.
I don't know what would happen.
Here at the University of Washington and the Seattle Cancer Care Alliance, we often see patients for second opinions regarding how to manage their cancer.
Todd Brayman was diagnosed with prostate cancer in 2004.
This diagnosis and treatment journey that I've been on has been probably the most enlightening experience of my life.
He underwent radiation, hormone therapy, and chemotherapy in his hometown of Yakima. But one after another, each of those treatments stopped working.
He was diagnosed with metastatic stage 4 prostate cancer. And I realized that cure is not possible. So I tried to concentrate on treatment.
Brayman's tumor was biopsied and his DNA was sequenced as part of a treatment often called precision oncology or precision medicine.
The whole point is to try to tailor a treatment based on what the underlying genetic aberrations might be in their tumor.
I thought it was great because that gives us another way to maybe target instead of doing the shotgun approach of chemo.
In his case, there were two important implications. First, it immediately told us what treatment he should have for his tumor.
The other discovery, Brayman had an inherited mutation of the BRCA gene. In men, it increases the risk of prostate cancer. In women, it increases the risk of breast and ovarian cancer.
So then the question is, well, did other family members inherit it?
With our daughter, we invited her to Yakima and told her, please get tested. You might have a higher percentage than the regular population of a fatal disease.
Alicia tested positive for the BRCA gene, which puts her at a higher risk of developing breast cancer. Now she works with her healthcare team to make sure she has frequent screenings.
Prostate cancer passes from father to son, but as our daughter shows, the mutation can go from male to female.
But Todd and Helga decided not to tell their son right away. He was a UW student, but he was studying in Europe for a year. Soon after he came home, Todd broke the news.
And he will do the test, if I have to drag him here myself.
Todd is now on a PARP inhibitor, which prevents the cancer cells from repairing themselves.
The idea, it should work, and they pursued it, and indeed it has worked. Each year, our basic understanding of what drives cancer has improved dramatically, and now new therapies for some cancers are making huge impacts.
Fred Hutch researchers want to help men diagnosed with prostate cancer make the best possible decisions. They'd like to hear from anyone who has questions. By the year 2023, the Link light rail system is expected to extend about 50 miles throughout central Puget Sound. And this new line connecting the UW to Capitol Hill is a critical link in that overall plan. We'll wrap up our tour of this new station just ahead. Plus, we'll see how the UW is helping traffic planners keep us moving all around the Sound as UW 360 continues. What's it cost to ride the Link light rail? Fares are based on how far you go, with adult fares ranging from $2.25 to $3 a ride. There are also many discounted fares available. You can visit soundtransit.org for all the details. Welcome back to UW 360 from the new light rail station at Husky Stadium. Right up that escalator there. We're all hoping this new station can help ease some serious traffic jams in the Seattle area. In the past, getting accurate information about ridership in our area has been pretty darn expensive. But now, a UW research project is offering transit managers a cheaper, faster way to get that critical information and help keep us all moving.
On any given day, thousands of commuters get on buses to get to work, school, and daily appointments. It's a struggle for transportation services of all sizes to determine how to best meet the needs of their riders. Established in 2012, PacTrans is a center of transportation research, one with dual goals of safety and sustainability.
This PacTrans Center will be the Region 10's transportation research engine. We also want to be a collaboration platform, because a lot of transportation problems are really regional problems, not as specific to a city. So to address those kind of problems, we require collaboration.
This consortium of 5 Pacific Northwest universities, including the University of Washington, has come up with a new, inexpensive way to capture rider data.
University transportation research for us is largely focused on how to move people through a transportation system efficiently and safely. The focus of PacTrans is on transportation safety, identifying places in the network that are unsafe, finding ways to address those problems. We installed sensors that could record these MAC addresses, or unique electronic identifiers, on board transit vehicles, so that we could start to understand how people are using the transit system with the hope of improving the service for people that are using it. As research like this moves forward and gets applied on a larger time and space scale, the need for individual privacy protection is going to get even more important, and that is a major thrust of our research. We have a method for converting the MAC addresses or unique identifiers into pseudo-anonymous codes that can't be linked to any particular person.
PacTrans research has already caught the attention of transit officials as far away as China and Brazil. The cost-efficient gathering of accurate transit data is a valuable tool for all transit organizations.
Want to gather is really how many passengers get on the bus at a particular stop, how long they spend on the bus, where they get off the bus. So if these people continue their travel by transferring to a different bus, where they make the transfer, how long they waited. So all this information can be collected using this technology. And I do believe this kind of information is super important for transit operators.
And that does it for this edition of UW360. If you'd like more information on any of the stories you saw today, just head to our website at uwtv.org/UW360. You'll also find us on Facebook and Twitter. Okay, they say if I get on light rail here at Husky Stadium, I'll be in downtown Seattle in just 6 minutes. We'll see. I'm Carolyn Douglas. Thank you for watching, and we'll see you next time with all new stories from the University of Washington.